Okay, now the next topic which has to be discussed here is the forms of IPR. The first forms means types. What are the types of IPRs? So first is a patent. Patent is a form of intellectual property right. So what happens up in patent is that it is a legal right which is granted by the government. Of course, government is only guiding and granting all these rights. It is given to an invention to exclude others. So if it is given to an invention, others cannot imitate it, cannot manufacture it, or sell it without having the permission of the inventor, and that too after a specified period of time. That means for a particular period of time, all the rights for imitating, all the rights for manufacturing and selling the product into the market is reserved with the inventor itself. Okay, so what is the benefit of that? It gives the inventor a legal right over his or her invention, so that nobody can copy it. It all the period for which a patent has been given depends from one country to another country according to their rules, but generally it's been given for 15 to 20 years in most of the countries. Okay, so, in return of this patent, the individual must disclose the invention work in sufficient detail so that it allows anyone to reproduce the invention. Anyone can reproduce the invention, but the name will remain with the original inventor, and nobody can actually misuse them or tell them in any part of the country and any part of the globe that it belonged to me. Such kind of thing cannot happen. So patent is very much essential and a very good form of IPR which is beneficial to us and will be beneficial to you as a researcher, because all your researches which you find out, you discover, you invent new things, all those inventions will be getting a patent after your research work is complete. So patenting is a very important concept for a biologist or a biotechnologist, or if you further become a scientist, then this will be of great use. The second IPR, second intellectual property right, is copyright. Copyright, you must have seen in the names or something like a small c which is encircled by something, encircled, a small c encircled. That is the sign of copyright. It is generally granted to the literary work, artistic materials, music, film names or films, sounds, maybe software also, multimedia, music compositions like lyrics also, sometimes paintings, computer programs, all have copyrights. So if you are updating your laptop, if you are updating the system of your laptop, you have to get the license from the company to buy some antivirus. If you are buying the original antivirus, you need to get the copyright and buy the copyright so that you are copying the content into your laptop. This is the intellectual property right given for such kind of copying. Okay, the main purpose of such kind of reward, the main purpose of giving copyright is to reward the person who has developed it. If somebody has developed it, he should get proper recognition for his development of the things. Okay, so next is industrial design. This is the right given for the product's appearance, like the color, contours, shape, texture, also the designs of the ornamentation. Okay, so this are given the industrial design. These are like contours, special kind of, we have like such companies, some companies have special kind of fermenters, special kind of machinery fitted to them, fitted in their laboratories or their factories. So they have their industrial design unique to themselves. They may show it to others, but they have total right. Nobody can utilize or get influenced and make a copy of their industrial designs. So that is basically for the factory worker, factory people and the laboratory designers. Next is the trademark. Trademark means brand identity. Okay, you must have seen, of course everyone is using a smartphone. You will be seeing an Apple logo. If you are using an iPad or an Apple phone, there is an Apple logo. Or if you are using Sony headphones, there will be a Sony written or some kind of logo being generated for Tata, Samsung or anything. So these are trademarks. Trademarks are the symbols, which symbols or maybe sound. If you have heard about Bajaj music advertisements like Hamara Bajaj, those taglines, these are actually the trademarks of a particular product which cannot be copied. Okay, so that is about trademark. The next is geographical indications. You are very much known to, you know this IPR very well because you belong to Lucknow, and Lucknow has a geographical indication of a thing which is Lucknow ka chicken, the chicken ka kapda, which generally is being used as clothing material, is a geographical indication particularly for Lucknow. Similarly, Banarsi saris or such geographical indications like Swiss watches and Kashmiri apples, Nagpur oranges, they are unique to that particular geographical area where they belong. So, such kind of rights are given to the um, substances which are particularly grown or particularly being worked out in a particular geographical area. So, this right is for geographically indicating the origin of a particular thing. The next is plant breeders right. See, in India you cannot get a right, you cannot get a legal right or cannot get a living thing patented, but new varieties are developed and we have an alternative to that. We have a plant breeders right. Plant breeders right are actually to protect the new varieties of plant. This right gives exclusive permission to market a new variety of of any kind of material, like new variety of seeds, new variety of cuttings which can give rise to new variety of roses, new varieties of fruits, etc. So that is a unique kind of a different kind of right in India, and it is very important. Short note generally comes on plant breeders rights also because it is um, very much very much important as an Indian uh, in India. Okay, so next is the advantages and disadvantages of getting an IPR over something. Okay, so actually it is advantageous. IPR, getting an intellectual property right on something, is actually having advantages and disadvantages both. So first we shall be discussing about the advantages. It provides the inventor to with an incentive to develop. The first is incentive to develop and share the information rather than keeping it a secret. If it was not a rewarding thing, then no, then everyone must be keeping the knowledge to himself or herself and will not be able to share it with full confidence that yes, I am free to share my knowledge with everyone and nobody is going to copy it because I have got the patent. Everyone knows that this thing is registered under my name and it cannot be reproduced in any different way. Okay, second is the patient is the patent is for a limited period of time. Therefore the patent holder retains an absolute monopoly over the product or the process for a particular time period. After that per time period, he don't have any right over this because he if he see, he has two options. After the period of patentship gets over, he can extend the patentship or he can sell the patentship to some other company to get more amount of money back. Okay, so he has two options. He can still keep the thing with himself or he can sell it off to other persons so that he can get the he can be monetarily benefited. And the third thing is, get if a person gets an IPR, then misuse of the things will not be happening because the patent, if something is patent, other people will not be using it, and plus they will not be misusing any innovation because they will be knowing the pros and cons of doing so. So that becomes an advantage. Now coming on to the disadvantages. See, everything has its pros and cons. Similarly, disadvantages are also there because once anything is getting a patent, it is openly being told and declared to everyone. Now, what happened? The competitor might change it a little bit and produce it and get the patent